All right, y'all. We're going to be talking about a little bit of different guitar than I usually talk about today. That's this one right over here. You can see that is a Hamer, right? And these guitars are super cool. You don't see them very often. Let's check it out. So this one is a Hamer Californian, right? Kind of has a hockey stick kind of headstock. 27 frets, since if you only have 24, you just don't have enough. You need those extra 3 frets, right? This one was upgraded with EMG 85 and SA, but man, oh man, look at those freaking grains, right? And not all of them have this cool of grain, but this one has some pretty badass grain. I mean, you can see, obviously, it's 2 different pieces of wood. Let's check out the back. It's much easier to see it on the back. 2 different pieces of wood, but both of them have really nice grain, right? And it's pretty easy to get all the way up to, your highest frets there because of that nice deep cutaway. And then the scallop right there just helps you get that last little bit, right? This one is a Korean one, but man, look at that freaking grain. I've seen multi-$1,000 guitars that don't have grain as nice as this guitar, right? At least as far as the body goes. But yeah, look at all of that. So anyway, this one is obviously a Super Strat. These were made in the late 90s to the early 2000s. This one is one of the Korean models. So they did make them in the USA and also the Korean ones. These ones are incredibly good quality. I also have a Hamer Diablo, which I've had since the early 2000s, and same thing, the quality of it is incredibly good. When I got it, it definitely needed some cleanup, and the frets needed to be cleaned up, especially. Fretboard was super, super dirty. I got in there, I cleaned off the fretboard, I crowned the frets as much as I could, and then also polished them and dressed them. I think it came out really good. It plays really nice, stays in tune. Got that Floyd Rose on there. But overall, these are fantastic guitars. I think they're sleeper guitars, in my opinion, because you don't really see too many people playing these, even though they're incredibly good quality. Just because Hamer, I wouldn't call it an off-brand. It's just, I don't know why it never caught on, especially since they make such good quality guitars. The fit and finish on these, comparative to some of the other, especially import guitars of the time, there's no comparison. These are just fantastic, right? So that's really all I have, from a feature standpoint. It's got a Floyd double locking setup. It's got that big long string tree to give the consistency there. That's really nice. Truss rod was very easy to adjust. Just remove the plate here, get yourself a nice long Allen key and put it in there, and very easy to adjust. It took like 2 little turns, and I had really good action and playability. These came with originally Duncan design pickups. If I remember right, it was the HB103 or H103B, either one of those things. It's like a Duncan distortion. They're actually pretty darn good pickups. Whomever had this one before upgraded it with some EMGs. This one's the 85, so it's got a little bit more of that mid-range kind of bark versus, say, the 81, which is a little bit brighter and maybe a little bit more output. So a little less output, a little bit more mid-range. So some of you guys that like those nice, really big, chunky tones, these are good pickups for you. 3-way selector switch, and of course, volume and tone. So nothing super fancy, but this is a very cool Super Strat, so to speak, that I think goes really under the radar, and they don't pop up very often, right? And like I said, they do make them USA, and they made these ones in Korea. Both of them are very good quality. Yeah, that's it, guys. Any questions? Put them down in the comments, right? If you like my content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let's have a good night. Thank you.